Oh, what a day, what a day, what a day. Good crowd, good crowd. But the bloody parents these days, always clucking around the kitties. Why? Wicked old clown want to steal away your children, like the old Pied Piper? No! No! Allow me to introduce myself. Scaramouche Jones, Esquire, Clown, Englishman, oh, so I might tie, but thereby hangs tail. Today is the last day of my life, my 100th birthday. And as clocks strike midnight up and down this beautiful green land, I shall lay down my long and weary life. But not before time, see, I'm old. It's time to die. But before I go, my dear ghost, allow me to prevail upon you to witness my last and complete unmasking. Keep vigil with me through the final hour, and be rewarded with the tale of Scaramouche Jones.
Some men are born to be heroes, while others are clowns. But Scaramouche Jones, he was born to be both. Scaramouche Jones, by Justin Butcher.
Now, I acquired my first ivory mask as a child. I was pale, even at birth, which surprised my mother, as she was a dark-skinned gypsy. Oh, but she crooned over me.
Oh, my little white face, you were so pale and white when you popped out of me, like a little oyster. Now, we gypsies can be tinkers, peddlers, travelers, hooers, magicians, clowns, and you, my little white face, my little oyster, you bear the name of a clown. And for that, I love you, my little white face.
Well, it's about all I can tell you about my mother. When I awoke the next morning, I was told she'd been killed by one of her partners. So, after my mother's death, I was taken to Italy, where I met up with a group of gypsies who took me in like a long-lost brother. After a few years, a sort of a struggling muster began, a kind of a gypsy parliament, with one preeminent resolve. We were all going to Poland. Luck would have it, soon as I arrived in Poland, Poland fell, and I was thrown in the back of a wagon full of men, women, and children, all of which bore a yellow star. Now, the Nazi doctors could find nothing in their books to account for the pristine whiteness of my face. But they weren't about to believe I was a thoroughbred Aryan neither now, were they? So they gave me a job as a gravedigger at the Camp Split. It was my role in the final solution to dig mass graves and watch as trailer load upon trailer load of dead bodies were upended into them. And sometimes huge droves of living victims were herded to the edge and machine gunned into the ground. And then it became my role to shove a white line over their twisted, contorted bodies. Like the painting of so many clowns. Millions upon millions of clowns. But that's where the most extraordinary thing happened. I noticed a certain facility for making children laugh. One by one they'd notice me with my funny white face, leaning on my shovel, waiting to resume me work. So I give them a wink, make a few faces, and then I perform a mime of the execution about to take place. I got caught fooling around with those kitties plenty of times, and that was a punishment far from pleasant. But that was a price worth paying, to see their horrid little faces fixed on mine just moments before the end, before the bullets ripped them from behind. So, the common euphemism for execution at my camp became not going to get a haircut or going to the showers, but going to see the clown. Now, this honing of my clown training lasted until the Allied liberation of my camp. I was arrested, not surprisingly, on war crimes. But my reprieve came in 1951, with an English judge who told me he'd become intrigued by the story of the white-faced gravedigger at the Camp Split. Was I really the concentration camp clown, whose antics kept fear at bay for so many Holocaust victims? I muttered that I was. And he was flabbergasted. He kept asking me, how had I done it? So, standing there at the dock at Nuremberg, I performed the mime of execution. Judge stood quiet for a while. Then he pronounced me free. Free. Free to go whithersoever I pleased, in His Majesty's realm, for as long as I shall live. Well, my first act as a free man was to purchase a pot of base paint, to be applied and reapplied year after year in the dressing rooms of a clown. Funny thing though, when I put on my mask, sealed not only my face, but my lips as well. Never never again did I speak of the atrocities I witnessed. Until now. And oddly, I feel unmasked at last. I feel free.